Welcome to my channel, IIT Foundation in Maths for 6th class. Chapter 8, Geometry. In this chapter, today we will discuss about circuits. A circle is a set of all the points which are at a fixed distance from a fixed point in a plane. So, in this figure, this is the circle and O is the fixed point, and all the points on the circle are at a fixed distance which is equal to R from the fixed point. This fixed point is called the center of the circle, and this fixed distance is called the radius of the circle. Radius of this circle. Like this point is A, then radius is equal to OA. And all the points on the circle are at the same distance, which is equal to the radius of the circle. Then any point which is joined to the center of the circle is a radius. This is a radius. AB is also a radius. Next, AD is, this is OB. OB is also a radius and OD is also a radius. AD is called the diameter. AD is called the diameter of the circle. So OA and OD are the straight lines on either side. So AD is a diameter. So a diameter is equal to twice the radius, because this distance is equal to the radius and this distance is also equal to radius. Therefore dA is equal to R plus R 2R. Diameter is equal to twice the radius. So then if any 2 points, for example X and Y are 2 points on the circle, then the line joining those 2 points is called the chord. So chord is a line segment which joins any 2 points on the circle. Chord. And this is called an arc. That is the portion of the circle between 2 fixed points on the circle is called an arc. Arc. A portion of the circle which joins 2 fixed points or between any 2 fixed points on the circle is called an arc. This is an arc. But here this is also equal to arc. So we call this arc as a minor arc. The small arc is called minor arc and the bigger one is called the major arc. Major arc. So XY, the line segment XY is called a chord, and XZY is called a minor arc, and XBDAY is called a major arc. These are the portions. And AD, A is a point on the circle and D is also a point of the circle. So AD is also a chord. But we have told that AD is a diameter. That is the longest or biggest chord is called the diameter. The longest chord. Longest chord is equal to diameter. Longest chord is equal to diameter. Therefore, so let us take another circle. It is the center of the circle and it is the radius OA, and this is the diameter BA. BA is equal to diameter D. Diameter is denoted by D and the radius is denoted by R. Therefore D is equal to 2R, and XY is a chord. XY is a chord, and XZ, take another point on this arc. XZY is a minor arc, and XBAY, this portion of the circle is called a major arc. So a chord divides the circle into two portions. So this curved surface part of the arc is called minor arc, and this is major arc. Next, secant. Secant is a line passing through the circle, intersecting the circle at two different or distinct points. Suppose let this be a circle, a line passing through the circle, intersecting the circle at two different points A and B. So this line is called the secant. Actually, this line segment AB is called the chord. AB line segment, only the portion of the line, it is called the chord, but the total line is called the secant. If this line intersects or meets the circle at only one point, then that line is called a tangent. Suppose take a line which meets the circle at only one point. Let us say this is a x and this is a line. So when a line intersects or touches or meets the circle at one point, then that line is called a tangent. And this point at which the line meets the circle is called point of contact. Or tangential point, and this line is called the tangent. So a tangent touches the circle at a single point, only point. If a line intersects the circle at two different points, it is a secant. If a line touches the circle at only one point, it is called a tangent. That is the difference between a secant and a tangent. Both are lines extending on both the sides. The line segment which intersects the circle at two different points, that is the line segment from A to B, is called the chord. Circumference, that is the length of the whole arc of the circle. If you take one point and along this circle, if you measure the length of this arc up to the same point, then it is called its circumference. So the length of the whole arc of the circle is called the circumference. If the radius of the circle is r, then the circumference is equal to or pi times 2, twice the radius, or this is written as 2 pi r. Therefore, circumference is equal to pi d or 2 pi r, where r is the radius of the circle. Next, segment of a circle. Segment means the part of a circle, that is an arc, and the chord. The area enclosed by the arc and the chord is called the segment of the circle. Here this is also an arc, and this AOB, let us take a point on this arc O at some point. AOB is a minor arc. So the area enclosed by the minor arc and the chord is called the minor segment. And this area, that is the major arc and the chord. The area enclosed by the major arc and the chord is called the major segment. So a chord divides the circle into two segments. One is minor segment and the other is major segment. If we take a diameter, it divides the circle into two equal parts. The diameter divides the circle into two equal parts. This is a semicircle and this is a semicircle, or this is a segment and this is a segment. Both the segments are equal, which are called semicircles. Next, sector of a circle. If this is a circle and let O be the center of the circle, and A and B are 2 points, A and B are 2 points on the circle, circumference of the circle. Then the area enclosed by the two radii OA and OB and the chord is called a sector. The area enclosed by a and the two radii is called a sector. So this is AOB is a sector. Similarly, this is also a sector. So area enclosed by the radii and the major arc is also a sector, and it is called the major sector. So this is called the major sector. Major sector. And this is called the minor sector. Minor sector. So a sector is an area or a portion of the circle enclosed by the two radii and the chord, either minor chord or major chord. If it is minor chord, it is a minor sector. If the chord is major, it is a major sector. Next, segment. The part of the circular region which is included by the chord and the arc is called a segment. For example, if it is a circle and this is a chord AB, 2 points on the circle, AB is a chord and this is the arc. The area enclosed by the arc and the chord is called a segment. This is a minor segment and this is a major segment. This is major segment. So a chord divides the circle into two segments, minor segment and the major segment. Next, quadrant. A sector of an angle 90 degrees is called a quadrant. That is, if this is a circle and O is the radius, OA is the radius, O is the center and OA is the radius, and OB is another radius between which the angle is 90 degrees, then this portion is called a quadrant, and this angle is called the angle of sector. Angle of sector, suppose this is a circle and this is an arc AB, O is the center of the circle or radius, and this angle is called the this angle theta is called the angle of sector. This is a sector ABO. This is a sector and its angle is angle of sector. Here if the angle of sector is 90 degrees, then this portion is called a quadrant. A sector whose angle is called 90 degrees is called a quadrant. This is 1/4 of the circle. Next, we will do some examples. First one, find the circumference of the circle whose radius is 7 centimeters. So radius is equal to 7 centimeters. Circumference of the circle is equal to 2 pi r. That is equal to 2 into pi 22 by 7 into r 7. So 7 gets cancelled. R is 7 centimeters. So 2 into 22, 44 centimeters. So the circumference of a circle is 2 pi r. Next, second problem. If the circumference of a circle is 22 centimeters, find the diameter of the circle. Circumference of a circle S is equal to 22 centimeters. Diameter is equal to 2r. So circumference is given by 2 pi r. Substituting the values, 22 centimeters is equal to 2r into pi, 22 by 7. R is equal to, taking all the other values to the left side, already there is 22 into this 7 in the denominator comes to the numerator by 2 into 22. So 22 gets cancelled. R is equal to 7 by 2. Radius is equal to 7 by 2. Diameter is equal to twice the radius. Twice into 7 by 2 is equal to 2 gets cancelled, 7 centimeters. As the circumference is given in centimeters, diameter also in centimeter.